I want to bring back wearing stuff on your head. This is a little bit much even for me. It's like, what the hell? Oh my God, it's not even on. I start hyperventilating. Welcome back to my studio where we relish in our crafts. I am still buzzing about the headpiece that I made out of this doily. I was very happy with how it came out. Completely fabulous, and I'm still on a high from it. And so I want to make another headpiece, and this time I want it to be more of a crown. I think that would be really, really cool. So I went online looking for images of a crown that kind of looks like a tiara, right? Tiaras used to be commonplace, and I want to feel like a royal and the goddess that I am. Why not? And so I printed this kind of like a side profile of a crown, right? I mean, the height of it gives me crown, but it's very tiara shaped. I printed it out and I tried and tried. This is a little bit much even for me. So because I actually want to be able to have this be worn outdoors, right? Out in the world. And I do make modifications for things, this being one of them. Yeah, so after tracing this out a lot of times, I ended up with this template. I just kept chopping that middle horn smaller and smaller and smaller until it made sense for what I wanted. And I'm very happy with this. I feel like there's a lot of headbands out there that have volume and like bubbles. I feel like I could get away with wearing this out in public if it kind of has the silhouette of a bigger headband. And so I also want it to be worn either up front, right? Or further back, kind of tilted back. And my hair is pinned up, so I can't do that. But I'm sure you get the idea. So, have I ever done this before? No. I have not ever done this before, and nobody needs to worry about that. Not you either, okay? I want you to know that you can do anything I can do, period. So now I have this very stiff interfacing. It's very thick. It's heavyweight interfacing. I don't know another name for it. I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm going to trace this paper template onto the heavyweight interfacing, okay? I'm just going to trace it and cut it out, and boom. That is going to be what my entire crown is made out of, is this heavyweight stuff. And then I am also still on a high from my tablecloth kaftan, okay? And I have some remnants here that I want to be the background of my crown, right? Like I want the fabric to be cut out in this shape. I will use some double-sided heat and bond to get that on there. After I iron on my fabric, I will do a whip stitch to anchor it onto my crown. And I'll show you bits and pieces of that, but I feel like it's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. Let me get the template traced onto this heavyweight interfacing, and then I will show you how it is that I create the fabric background. And I say background because I'm going to use my amber beads, and I have to go get those. These amber colored beads that I've already that was not ideal. And these seashells, right? They are the ones that I use to embellish my doily head cover headpiece here. And I think it looks fabulous against brown, which, I'm going to go ahead and encrust the remnants of this fabric after I shape it into this shape. Now I have to pick up a bunch of tiny little beads. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I will be back. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so I went ahead and traced my pattern, got my base here. I also cut out the same shape for the heat and bond, and I just sewed 2 pieces of scrap fabric, right, to make the background fabric that's going to cover the heavyweight interfacing that becomes the base of this crown. And now I'm just going to iron on my heat and bond to one side of this fabric first. I buy these antique irons because I think they're really cool for weight. So they hold the fabric when I'm cutting it, or for instances like this where like heat and bond or adhesive requires pressure, I'll just set it in that area and move on. Very helpful. They're super cute. I just came across a 5-pound one, and this one was 10 bucks. I got this one. I don't know how heavy it is. This one was 15. This one came painted yellow like this, and I quite like it. It's very cute. Sometimes I could find them for a little bit less, but it's a really fun way to use a weight. Okay, so after I get this all ironed on, I'm going to peel the paper backing and then iron it onto the heavyweight interfacing. I feel like I've seen people make brooches, little felt brooches this way, where they use like a felt or heavyweight interfacing like this, and then they stitch on directly to it. So I'm just going to put this on, right? I'll take the paper off. Now you see it's got the adhesive on there. I'm going to iron this onto it, but then that's just to hold it in place, and then I'm just going to whip stitch the border around, okay, onto the felt. That way I have a very clean edge to my crown. So I'll just do that. But while I am sewing, since I already have it and it's done, I'm going to start sewing on my beads and my seashells, and just try to come up with the pattern and kind of give it an encrusted look as best I can. And that usually takes a while. So I'll do that. And then once that is done, right, and I have all my stitching on here that's holding all the beads and shells onto the face of it, I'm going to need to get another piece of fabric together to line the back of it, right, to hide all of that stitching. So let me get busy on that. Okay, I showed how I was whip stitching the border on and putting on the beads and shells in the front of it. And I think it looks super cute. I think that these colors complemented this fabric well. And this is what I came up with. I think it's enough. It's more than enough. Yeah, that works. Now I need to cover the back, right? So I've already gone ahead and made the piece that's going to go in the back. I have the heat and bond on it. I'm just going to iron it onto the back of this. So I want to whip stitch the edges down from the back, right? So I want a very clean look to merge them together. Now I had to think about how am I going to tie this on to my head, right? And I have this ribbon that I thrifted a while ago. I think it's fabulous and it goes well. It's a little thick, but I think if I just folded it in half, which will give it some strength and I think longevity in the long run, will work out fine. So I'm going to use this for the tie. So let me get busy ironing on the back of this. You guys, I've never made something like this before. I got to tell you, I start hyperventilating, so excited when it actually comes together. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's really fun to have these things come together before your eyes. I'm really happy with how my tablecloth kaftan came out, and I just love these little remnants, you know, this Iranian tablecloth. And so I was just like, it'd be so cool. Like once I made this, I was like, it'd be so cool if I could make something specifically for that kaftan. And I can't, I'm so excited. I'm like shaking. I can't believe this came out, you know, it's so good. And then that I go into my stash because I had thrifted a bunch of bias tape and I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what bias tape was for. I had to learn later, but I was like, those are some interesting colors and well, I'll just pick some up. You know, you pick up sewing supplies and hopefully you need them later. And I have a good amount of this stuff and it feels nice. And it's the most loveliest color. Ah, oh my God, it's not even on. Ugh. Okay, that's okay. It's just that I'm excited to have it done. So something else that I thrifted was this ribbon with fringe. Okay, it's ribbon. And I used it for just the little parts of the doily in the front, right? Very cool. But as soon as I cut it off, I don't know what I was thinking. I've never worked with this stuff before. I cut it off, right? One of the little beaded fringes, the beads just completely fell out. So I was like completely perplexed. Like, what the hell? How am I going to use this? What I did, and I still have a couple on here. Let me get closer to show you real quick. Because there's the thin thread here that is running through the ribbon that's holding. Like as soon as you cut it, of course the beads are going to fall out. I just didn't know that. So I just put a little drop of crazy glue there. And then I was able to cut it off without it falling off anymore. And once I cut it off, I took the ribbon and stitched it on to my project, right? So then I was able to take that little piece of ribbon and stitch it on to my project. It worked out great. It blended in well. Oh, happy, 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 happy. So my iron is now on and heated. Woo. Okay. So now I'm just gonna get it to glue on here, melt the glue and get it to stick on. And I just want to see it done already. So let me go ahead and heat this onto the back of this, and then I will add the ribbon and be done. I just think it's cool. I want to bring back wearing stuff on your head, okay? Come on. We must adorn ourselves, people. We must. Okay, I am all done and I am so stoked with how it came out. I'm overly excited about it. So here is the, you know, I end my videos with close-up shots of all my projects, but here's the front of it, the back of it. I like how I finished the edges, and I'll get you some close-up shots. I added the ribbon. Now, the thing about the ribbon, I wish I would have known this before I cut it from the little bolt. It felt very thick and I was like, what the heck? It's so wide. So I just cut down that middle fold and used one of the halves, right, to make the ribbon. And that was big enough size. And this is it, guys. So next is just to put it on and style it up with my tablecloth kaftan that matches. I am so happy with this, all because I just wanted something else that's really cool to wear on my head. So let's see it on. Thank you so much for watching my video. Next, I'm just going to give you some close-up shots of my project, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who have pressed the good karma button and subscribed and commented. I love you for that. That has really truly made my day, seeing you guys show up for my channel every time I post something. So thank you for that. Namaste. I don't know if this is my most favorite project that I've done so far. It's pretty close. I love this so much. It's totally me. I love all the little amber beads and the seashells. It's very earthy, but really cool. And I love that I made it out of the matching fabric to my tablecloth kaftan. But then also it goes with so many other things. I can't wait for the snow to be gone and for the warmer weather to come so that I can wear this when I go to the grocery store, people, okay? It's really fun. It makes me feel good. I feel very goddess-like in this and very high priestess. I don't know if you're gonna make one. I encourage you to because this is phenomenal. I love it so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I love you for that. And until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye!